All right, welcome back to Game Over Cancer. It is I, Cousin Catnip, and I had to be here for Stray, the hit critically acclaimed cat game, and we're gonna be seeing it 100% glitchless with Heponwana. So if you haven't seen this run, they were telling me right before that this is a totally different thing from the casual experience, and to really watch and see what's gonna happen. So without further ado, take it away with Stray.
Hey everyone, I am Heponwana. I love doing cool indie games. Stray is really in that vibe of cool indie game. We're going to go through 100% glitchless. 100% means we're going to get every collectible in the game. And glitchless means we might do a few checkpoint abuse type of things, but we are not going to perform any major glitches, so no going out of bounds, none of that stuff. So you're going to get the full experience. One thing I do like to point out is there is a little bit of mild flashing light at the very beginning. It should be pretty mild, but if you are sensitive flashing lights, I'll tell you when that's going to happen and when it should be done. Also, there are 2 moments of a cat being hurt. It's nothing permanent, nothing really too horrible, but if you don't like seeing animals hurt, I will let you know when those are coming, and I'll let you know when they're done, because I don't want anyone to have an uncomfortable time with this run. So, we begin by clearing a save, and then time will begin as soon as we hit start game. So we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. And so, as we play through this game, there's going to be a lot of cool things we'll see. This is mild flashing lights from lightning. It should be very mild, but I will let you know when the lightning effects are all done. Just in case bright lights are something that are going to affect you. And of course, in chat, always spam all the cat emotes, all the especially happy cats and loving cats, because, you know, that's good stuff. I played this game playing it with, some people do keyboard and mouse. I just don't have fun with keyboard and mouse. So instead, I play it with joystick and mouse, or controller and mouse, which you might be thinking, that sounds a little weird. Controller and mouse. By the way, here is a little tutorial. We need to talk to our kitty friends and play with them. This is some of the cutest stuff you will ever see in a game. I love this game. It is adorable in every possible way. So we're going to interact with each of our kitty friends just as a basic introduction to the controls of the game. But I play controller and mouse, which is, say, I have a Xbox 360 or Xbox Series, Xbox, whatever you want to call it, controller in my hands. But I also have a mouse sitting in my lap that I could spin the scroll wheel with one of my fingers. And that scroll wheel controls my meowing. And you might be wondering, why do we want to essentially machine gun meows? Because meowing is the greatest weapon in this game. So now we lay down for a nap, and this is the end of that lightning effect. So go ahead, if you were looking away, you are free to look again. We won't have that bright flashing of the lightning. It is a mild one, but I really do want to make sure everyone enjoys any runs that I show off, because that's what we're all here for. We're here for raising money for a great cause and enjoying some cool, amazing runs. This one's going to be super adorable. When you play through this game casually, well, it's about 6 hours the first time through, any percent. There's a lot of cool things that you get to interact with and see. You could scratch your claws on carpets. You could lap up some water from puddles. You could interact with some cool robots and different background things and foreground things. We, on the other hand, are doing this speedrun style, which I think it's perfectly in the mood of a cat. If you've ever dealt with a cat, you know how they are. They set their mind on something and they are doing it. So we're still in the tutorial part of the game. Right now we're just inside the wall, which is, say, we're in a ruined, abandoned city. just enjoying nature. We don't know what happened in this world, although we do get some clues playing through casually. I'm not going to spoil the story any. I'm going to start meowing right now because that white kitty with the orange on his head can be a little RNG-ish, and he can block me a little to start this. If you meow, you could kind of hopefully distract him. No, he is going to move right where I want to be. He is going to block me just a little. Hopefully he doesn't cause me to lose too many frames. We'll do a little detour around him. So the meowing's on the scroll wheel. Also, advancing dialogue is on scroll wheel, because our main thing for getting really fast and ahead on things is meowing and skipping dialogue. You might be thinking, dialogue? You're a cat, and this game seems to be at least realistic in the fact that your cat is just a cat, but we are actually going to have dialogue in this game coming up, and we're going to want to try and skip as much as possible because we're a kitty on a mission, and guess what? Kitties on missions don't care what you have to say. I mean, have you ever had a conversation with a cat? Guess what? Either they love you or they don't care, and in this case, kitty don't care. So we're trying to get through this tutorial. Once we get through the tutorial, we're going to be inside the ruined abandoned city, and that's where things really take off. Unfortunately, a lot less greenery once we're inside. This area is so beautiful. This game honestly is just gorgeous. If you have not played it, I cannot recommend it enough. So Hurt Kitty is coming up real soon. So if you don't want to see a hurt or scared kitty, I would recommend look away starting right now. I'll tell you when it's done, but this can be a little bit of a heart tug. I mean, just, you could tell that jump was too far. That jump was bad news. And this right here, that is the most heartbreaking look on a cat possible. That, honestly, if you are an animal lover, that just pulls at your heart, and this continues making you just feel all the feels, the hurtful, bad feels. But it's okay. The one important thing, Kitty has 9 lives, and we're not going to use any of those, hopefully. There is a chance I might die during this run 1 or 2 times. I'm hoping not. I mean, we have to hope the RNG gods are in our favor and that the game just plays nice for us, but I make no promises. This game has a bad habit of trying to surprise you and shock you in less than ideal ways when you're doing a speed run. So we're about to see one of the most important types of characters in this game, at least for the first half of the game. We're going to meet the Zurks, and if you think, wait, what do you say, Zurks with a Z or a Z for our friends across the pond, but they rhyme with jerks because they are jerks, and they're going to be our antagonists for the first half of the game. So earlier I mentioned Kitty is going to be hurt, still hurt for a little bit, but then lick those wounds, and if you were looking away for Hurt Kitty, you could look back, because Kitty is all good. I like to call Kitty Ginger, by the way, because it's a good ginger kitty. By the way, I was moving slow there, not intentionally. At first, Kitty is a little bit confused by the environment, so going a little slow. We're going to meow more of those Zurks. So we are in this abandoned city. We meow, you see that camera just nodded at us. You might be thinking, what up with that? Well, we're going to see a lot of signs, including this bright orange and red sign. It's leading us somewhere, and that camera was part of it too. There's a sign up there. If you look at it long enough, I believe it says help, but we're not going to look at it for all that long. Kitty's on a mission. Kitty wants to collect a item right here. And with that item, we're going to go through a fan. You're meant to drop the item, but you don't need to drop it. By the way, cats are really good at batting things over, and we're going to take advantage of that and cause a little mischief. Kitty loves mischief. If we were playing with glitches, there is a way to ride down with that bucket in a way that kind of glitches the game. Like I said earlier, we're doing glitch-free, no glitches. I love Kitty in a bucket. We're going to see more with Bucket Kitty later, and I love showing off Bucket Kitty stuff. So one of the main differences between glitchless and unrestricted or glitch-friendly is you pretty much have to play with keyboard and mouse to do glitches in this game, and I'm just not a keyboard and mouse person. I love my controller. It's more ergonomic for me, more comfortable. But the glitches will let you skip actually a couple chapters of the game, and we're just not skipping those chapters. Here is where we learn why I call Zurks jerks. Ginger obviously knows these guys are up to no good, and we're going to run from them. If one jumps on us, we have to meow to shake it off, but if we have meowing on our mouse scroll wheel, we could spam it so that if any of these jump on us, they just fly off immediately. It's not cheating, it's taking advantage of the hardware. Otherwise, you have to mash the meow button, and you cannot meow quick enough to just fling them off. If they sit on you for a long time, they will cause you damage. Too long, and you will end up having one of your 9 lives extinguished. By the way, the game has infinite lives, but, you know, Kitty, 9 lives, and we're not going to die that many times. These Zurks are entirely random. Where they appear is set in stone, but how many and what size and where they jump, entirely random. So that's part of the RNG element of these runs. Adorable kitty right there. And we're going to continue following our bright orange signs. These neon signs are going to tell us where to go. If the screen looks a little washed out in terms of blacks and contrast, that's because I actually play with contrast turned up so I could see a little bit better in the darker areas. This game gets really dark in some spots. And we're just going to continue through this area, find a bunch of cool mechanics. Here's a cool mechanic, moving a barrel. And then we'll use that as a platform. We're going to have a little shock coming up where you'll think Kitty is going to get hurt, but don't worry, no hurt Kitty here, just surprise Kitty, because that was not a safe, stable jump. All is good. Kitty's just like, whoa, I better not do that again. If you meow, you'll see things light up, because as you meow, whatever it is that's leading you somewhere is definitely leading you somewhere. Okay, Kitty, you gotta go up. There we go. So one thing about this game is you cannot jump unless it gives you a prompt for it. So you will never jump into a pit or into the abyss. You will always be able to land in a safe spot. But sometimes you will jump in a way where you don't land perfectly and you kind of have to pull yourself up on a ledge. Those are purely RNG. We're going to hope they don't happen because each one will eat up maybe a half-second extra, which is lost time, and Kitty is on a mission, cannot afford to lose time. Another mechanic pulling out these little electrical packs that'll shut down this fan here. We're going to play more with those coming up. And now we are in the flat. This is where we finally make a friend. And we see our typing skills. Look at that. Ginger is a master typist. I wish I could type that quick. I'm a hunt and peck person. I do not get that many. Oh. And then we run over here, this door. It's going to open up. And up we go. Let's grab these power packs and get them plugged in. Hopefully Ginger behaves for me. Sometimes these just don't want to go. Oh, come on. Sometimes they don't want to go perfectly. I'm having a little bit of battle with Ginger on this, but nothing too bad. So we want to power all of these up. And what it'll do is let us make a friend. well, it'll let us soon make a friend. So we'll run in here, and we will do what cats do best, bat a box off of a shelf. Let's go ahead and pick this up. And now we are going to make our best friend in this whole game. If you ever thought, hey, there is no way you can make a cat and a little floating robot like drone, there is no way you can make me feel emotionally attached to them, this game is here to prove you wrong, because you are about to see the start of the most beautiful friendship you could ever imagine in any game. Just absolute adorable cuteness all around, complete with the first interaction. Boop, just like that. So this here is B12. B12 is somebody whose consciousness was trapped in essentially the cloud. And B12 is going to start talking, and now we use our talk skipping button. And with B12, we could start picking up items, and we're going to get a backpack. We're going to look stylish. By the way, ever put a backpack on a cat or a dog? This is what happens. They do not deal with it at first. So we've got to kind of deal with it. So here we need to enter our password. The password's hidden in a door hidden in the room next door. I accidentally did not have my password immediately in front of me, which slowed me down. Here we see Bucket Kitty. I love Bucket Kitty. This is not a glitch. This is just weird movement. I enjoy it. Bucket Kitty is my spirit animal. I mean, look at how great Bucket Kitty is here. All right, jump out of the bucket. That was a weird thing, not a glitch, but just a weird reaction. So we get here, and B12's like, hey, there's a postcard. And the postcard has a picture of outside. And we know where Ginger wants to go, outside. By the way, all of those are memories on that little gray board. We need to get all the memories. The top 5 are required by story. The bottom, like 20-ish, are optional. We need those to get 100%. We also are going to get 6 pins that we put on the backpack. Like, you know, just little fun enamel pins. So we're going to get those as we go along. We also are going to go civilization. We are in the slums. This is where robots live, and robots are confused by our furry friend. So we need to hopefully make them realize we're a good kitty. So we're going to head over this way and watch as everyone gets scared of this little bundle of furry fun. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I saw this little kitty coming, I'd be doing the opposite and actually running right up to it to pet it, because Ginger Kitty is the cutest kitty. If you meow, you'll see reactions from the screens of these guys. That guy there, the sentinel, the guard, he smiles when you meow. So we're going to go up to him and talk to him. And we're just going to mash through this dialogue as quick as possible using our scroll wheel. He had a good talk with Ginger, and he's like, you know what, guys? This cat, I could get behind this cat. And because of that, turn off the alarms, open up the gates. Everyone's a little cautious, but at the same time, they're going to learn to love our precious little Ginger Kitty. All of the different robots in this town, in this world, all have so many different cool personality traits and looks to them. So we just showed him the postcard. And he's like, hey, you want to go outside? Guess what? up there is my friend Momo. Momo is part of a group called the Outsiders, and the Outsiders want to do just that, go outside. By the way, let's get an energy drink. Hey, pick that up. There we go. And we're going to get some collectibles while we're at it. I am doing horrible with my menuing today. I accidentally knocked my note card with my combinations and all of that down. So, come on, up we go. So, here we are going to get our first optional memory. Optional memories are not required, but it'll fill out those bottom ones, and for 100%, it is very much required. So at this point, we're going to do some more stop-offs. Instead of seeing Momo, who is the outsider, we're going first take care of some different things. Right here, we are going to go into this apartment by shutting off this fan. This apartment is owned by Zabaltazar, who is also an outsider. We're going to learn about Zabaltazar later. But if we went straight to Momo right now, Momo would say, hey, unless you find me the notebooks of my 3 friends, the other outsiders, I don't want to work with you. By the way, Bucket Kitty. Always love Bucket Kitty. So we're going to go to the 3 outsiders' homes, and that'd be Zabaltazar, who we just went to get his diary. And then we're going to go to Clementine's apartment, where we're going to get Clementine's diary. Then we're going to Doc's apartment. That'll be the last one. We'll learn more about these characters as we go along. For right now, they're just known as outsiders. Whoa, I don't think I've ever jumped like that before. All right. So in here, there is a piece of sheet music. We got one from a safe earlier. That's the safe we opened after getting our energy drink. It had sheet music in it. You might be wondering, why are we getting sheet music? 100% requires all of the pins on your backpack and all of the memories. Well, it ends up one of the pins is the music appreciators pin, the music lovers pin. And to get that music lovers pin, you need to collect all of the sheet music. And you might be wondering, why are we getting energy drinks? Well, we need energy drinks to A, beat the game normally if you're not glitching, but also for sheet music. And there are 4 cans of energy drink. It may sound like we're glitching or cheating, but it is going to be glitch-free. We're going to do checkpoint abuse, where we don't need to get all of the energy drinks. We only need to get all but 1. And you'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. It is confusing, but it is not glitching by the rules of the game. So right here, we open up this safe, and this is Doc's diary. Also, Doc loves music, so we'll grab some sheet music while we're here. And now we will finally go meet Momo. And Momo is one of my favorites. Momo has a great look and is just a great, great robot friend. So we will go find Momo. Momo is up in this apartment right here. And Momo is not having the best of times. Not the happiest look on Momo's face, but I love the outfit. I love the rainbow screen on that classic Mac type of face. Momo is the best. And see, Ginger approaching Momo knows it. So we're going to show Momo. Oh. So we showed Momo, and menuing here is a little bit on the tricky side. We showed Momo the picture of the outside from that postcard, and that got Momo say, hey, listen, my friends, the outsiders, they left, we've broken up, I don't know what to do anymore, and I just give up. And we're like, well, we'll find you all of your friends' notebooks, and that got Momo kind of excited. We're going, by the way, grab a little sheet music here and a memory before we continue on. So we'll just get through that nice and fast. And so Momo said, all right, if you want to find out about the Outsiders, I have a requirement. That tall building with the orange lights on it up there, I have a transmitter that'll let me reach out to my Outsider friends who have left, call them up on the radio. I need you to put that on the tallest building in town, which is that big tower over there. And he's like, the one problem, to get there, there's a bunch of Zerks. Since you look like a cat who could deal with jerks, how about you put the transmitter on? And if you could do that, then we'll figure out what's going on and we might be able to get you out. Get me outside, that is. By the way, optional memory, there's one more in this area that's optional and one that is required. So we're going to make sure to grab those, because once you leave an area, you never come back to it. Well, except for the slums. And maybe one other. The slums, though, we'll go to a few times, but we'll never go to this area, the rooftops, ever again. We have a simple puzzle here there's a gate down there and this room. You're meant to trap some Zerks in that room, but we have the power of meowing and a barrel. We're just going to run over these Zerks. And then we are just going to go on our way without having to worry about trapping them. So you're meant to trap them. That is not what we're interested in. We'd rather just squish them and be on our way. By the way, this building has a lot of this pinkish goo, and that tends to mean bad news. I am sure it's not bad news. There is no way this place is just filled with Zerks left and right. Or maybe it is. This might be bad news for Ginger Kitty, but we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep going through this. Just gotta meow them out of our hair. Keep moving. Music's getting just a little bit tense. Get a little bit of a bass line going. So here's another area. We're meant to trap some Zerks in that area back there. They can't jump high enough to get out of that little ramp. Oh, I actually made a boo-boo. Okay, let's pretend I did not do that and I actually opened that gate the first time. You open that gate, you let the Zerks out, we grab this optional memory. The joy of Marathon is you always get your nerves going and you make a little small mistakes, but you just keep going because it's all good. We're going to keep meowing because these guys want to hurt us pretty badly, and they got in the barrel with us, which is never a good thing. And there we go. We are free from them. You're meant to trap them, but you don't need to. Trapping is purely a suggestion when you can meow with a scroll wheel. You'll notice I sometimes pull out my buddy as a flashlight. That's because sometimes it's accidental, but sometimes it's very intentional, because if he is out and he is meant to interact with something, he will pretty much save a few frames by being out. If he is not out and he's meant to interact with something, it will cause problems of losing just a few frames waiting for him to appear. You are meant to run around this area in circles, letting the Zerks chase you. But if you have the rapid fire meowing on a mouse wheel, you can just wait for this elevator. And there we go. So now we will be at the top of this building where we put this transceiver and reach out to our friends. We can also take a look at some of the cool things we've collected, the memories. There's one more main memory in this area. The other ones are blank. These are ones found in other areas. It'll always tell you if there are memories in an area by highlighting them as a lighter shade of gray until you get them. All right, and now we're going to equip this transceiver. I was meowing too much.
Jump in for a sec?
Oh, yep, all yours.
we just got $25 from Buzzery Yum Yum. And they said, keep doing what you're doing, Hep. You got a fan.
Awesome. Buzzer Yum Yum's my partner, who always is great and supportive when I do speedrun events. Always there for me. So thank you, Buzzer Yum Yum.
Thank you so much, yeah.
So at this point, we get a good view of the city. There is a lot of detail in these large, like, background establishing shots. We're going to see the city from many different angles as we go through this game. And each time is just breathtaking in its desolate, I don't know, gross type of way. And now we get a big bucket kitty to round out this chapter, and we're going to start our checkpoint abuse. We are going to use checkpoint abuse 3 main times in this run. The first one's coming up really soon. Like I said before, there are 4 energy drink cans that we need. We are going to use 3 to do the work of 4. But first, we need to get out of this apartment. Momo locked the door, said, hey, you can find me at the bar. And we are going to go to the bar to find Momo and find out how the transceiver worked for us. But first, I want to bug these guys. They're throwing paint across roofs, and oh, bugging them kind of led to a little bit of a mess. This robot here, not a happy camper, owns the laundromat. And we actually need it inside the laundromat. You might be wondering why. We don't have any clothes or anything. Well, we need in the laundromat nonetheless, because we might be cat burglars who are stealing some laundry detergent. So why would we steal laundry detergent? Well, we're going to use it to purchase something. Apparently it's money in this world. So we will use some laundry detergent to buy some cables. We buy that first. Oh. And so we use 3 energy drink cans to buy this memory. And now we are reloading our checkpoint. Why we did that? Your inventory is saved when you hit a checkpoint. Our checkpoint was buying those cables. But memories save no matter what. Even if you reset to your previous checkpoint, if you grabbed a memory, you keep the memory. Not a glitch, but checkpoint abuse. We kept the memory from spending 3 cans. However, we get those 3 cans back because we went to our checkpoint, which was before we spent those 3 cans. I know it sounds like cheating, it sounds like glitching. It's not a glitch, it's just checkpoint abuse. It's kind of weird. I was confused personally by the rules for the longest time, but it's what the community says, so that's what we do. So at this point, Momo's using that transceiver to reach out to the outsiders and comes across, this is the Baltazar. And he's like, all right, I found the outsiders. And then this guy right here, Seamus. I call him Marty McFly, and you'll understand more later why I call him Marty McFly. He was like, hey, don't bother with the outsiders. All of that is garbage. It leads to people dying. It leads to problems. And he says that because he is actually the son of Doc the Outsider. Right now, we're going to walk with Momo. We have to walk slow. We can't outrun Momo, or Momo will stop walking and we have to come back to him. So this is kind of our escort mission. We are going to go and talk with Seamus because Momo's like, Seamus might know something about how to find Doc. And Doc, his journal that we turned into Momo, talked about a weapon to stop the Zerks. And all of that is going to come in play in this upcoming chapter. First, though, we got to get in to see Seamus, or Marty McFly, as I call him. And trust me, you're going to understand the Marty McFly reference in a short bit when we finally reunite or when we finally see who Doc is. So right here, Momo's like, hey, go in there and talk with them. Find out what was up. And so, Momo also said, take the book, take the diary of Doc, and give it to Marty McFly. If you give him the book, maybe he'll understand. We gave him the book and it said something about there's a hidden lab in this home. Marty McFly is like, there is no hidden lab in this home. I live here. I'd know about it. So we found the hidden lab. The code for the door, by the way, was very easy to find. It was actually the hours on the clocks in the room. There were 4 clocks, and they were set to 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 1 o'clock, right up there. And that was the password. We found in that lab a tracking device. So tracking device will help us to find Doc. The problem is it's broken. By the way, another optional memory, and the final energy drink can, it's in that vending machine there, but we do not need that. So we need to get the tracking device repaired to find Doc. First though, let's talk to Grandma. Grandma is the best. She'll knit us a sweater from those electric cables we bought, and when we meow, her face turns into a heart. I love Grandma. Grandma loves Ginger Kitty. And so we have a sweater now. And we're going to go over this place. This is where Elliot lives. Elliot's roommate will let us in. We're going to grab a little sheet music right there. This is the room where the glitches happen for real if you're doing a glitched run. This is the area. So, real quick before I talk about the glitch, we give the broken tracking device to Elliot. Elliot's like, I'm too cold to work on it. We give him the sweater. He's warm enough to work on it, and he fixes it. In this room, there is an area in the back corner behind me where you can essentially glitch into the geometry of the world. You do that as soon as you get to the slums, and you can actually skip the rooftop area where we put up the transmitter. You will skip this section. You will skip everything from the point you start the slums up until you enter into an area probably about 10 minutes down from where we are right now. So it is a substantial skip. It also requires keyboard. You cannot do it with controller or not reliably. And since I play with controller, and since I love experiencing every part of this game, I do the Glitchless. Glitchless is a lot of fun. By the way, not fun, that guy is not having fun. And this guy here, he's like, ooh, you're up to no good. By the way, here's a fun thing, purely optional, but because we're going slow, Bag Kitty. You put the bag on your head, it won't come off for, half a minute. And during this time, your controls keep changing on you, so it's easy to get lost and confused. But it's kind of cute and fun, and we're on an auto-scroller right now. Those guys smile when we meow at them because they love us. Since we're on an escort mission auto-scroller, might as well do Bag Kitty. Now, we are going to go into Dead End. Dead End is a sealed off area. Sealed off because it is filled with Zurks. Cat's out of the bag. Indeed, I love that one. I love jokes, I love puns. You know, jokes are amazing during good runs like this. You know, they're the cat's meow, if you ask me. I like to make them anytime it's possible to do so. So, here we see a bunch of Zurk eggs and a bunch of creepiness. Marty is going to follow us. He does not look confident. He looks kind of nervous. So, at this point, he's going to give us a pin. It's the Outsider's pin. You can see it on my backpack right there. And that is one of the 6 pins we need to get 100%. It's the only one that is automatically given to you as part of the story, although if you did glitch ahead of this area, you would not get even that one. Unless you're doing glitched 100%, the unrestricted 100% is a really interesting run because the glitches are very uniquely used. So another area with Zerks. Also, as a heads up, the second and final area of Kitty getting hurt is coming up in a short bit. So if that does unsettle you, please do look away when I tell you. I'll give you plenty of heads up because I always want to make sure everyone is comfy with this run. It's a creepy run, but it's still a run that should be plenty comfy for everyone. So once again, mashing that meow on the scroll wheel. We're just going to blast through these guys. Keep on running. We have a short little puzzle section of knock this rod over that way, this one over here, then you go the other way, and then you knock it more. We go over here, and the Kitty getting hurt part and Kitty scary part is coming up right here. So look away if you don't want to see it. It starts with a little scariness. On the bright side, we don't need to worry about those Zerks. And then comes the hurt, which is absolutely painful to see. I know, there should be more puns going on. So, right here, we're going to have a little limping and then lick our wounds, and Hurt Kitty is no more. We will not see Hurt Kitty the rest of the game. There is a chance we might see Kitty die, but on the bright side, when Kitty dies, Kitty literally just lays down and it fades out to black in a hurry. Because unfortunately, those ones, I don't have much notice on when they're going to happen. They tend to be purely bad luck. Another optional memory right here. And we are soon going to meet our friend Doc. And hopefully you could tell who Doc is modeled after once we see him. And hopefully you could start to understand why I would call Seamus Marty McFly. You'll get the full picture in just a few seconds. By the way, Doc has Zerks in cages. Wacky guy. And here we go. Here's Doc. And if you cannot tell, that is Doc Brown. I mean, there's another thing you should know. This tool is called a defluxinator. It runs off of 1.21 gigawatts. So we're going to grab this optional memory. We grab this after that part because Doc is going to be walking up the stairs, and Doc is a little slow. So if we get the memory while he's walking, we will beat him to our final destination, and it's essentially free time grabbing that memory. So Doc is like, I have a generator out there. Here is a resistor that is needed to get the generator working. If you get the generator working, the defluxinator will work, and we could zap the Zerks. By the way, be careful meowing around this one spot. If you meow while putting in that resistor, you have a 50-50 shot of crashing to desktop. I learned that for the first time while doing this at an event, and boy was that embarrassing. So, right here we have the defluxinator. And if we go smart, Doc will use the defluxinator to zap all of these Zerks, and we will be fine. But no, we have the Meowinator, more powerful than a defluxinator. And we will just run through, meowing our heads off. And there we go. At this point, Doc is going to notice something. It's like, hey, you've got a cool little robot buddy. I could put a defluxinator on your robot buddy. Hey, B12, do you want the power to kill Zerks? And you might be thinking, awesome, finally have a weapon. Well, I'm just going to say the Meowinator is a better weapon. But that's what we could do. You'll notice there's a little meter on the left side. If it overheats, we have to wait for it to fully cool down before we could use it again. And that is part of the reason the Meowinator is better, because you can meow to your heart's content and it never stops. So, part of this is resource management. You do not want to use it so much that it burns out when you need to kill every Zerk. And there are a few moments where we will have to kill every Zerk instead of just running from them while meowing, and that'll slow us down a bit. Right here, we just wait for Doc, who, much like Marty McFly, you could tell Doc is rather skittish about all of these Zerks running around. So Doc just told us, hey, we need to get through this door and I can't get through it. Can you find an alternative way? Because robots are kind of silly asking cats to help solve problems. We all know cats are typically a little more selfish, more like, I'll find my way, but you find your own, I don't even care. But Ginger is in a good mood today, so Ginger will help out. And we'll go up in here, and we're going to have some fun with Zerks and with the Deflexinator. All right, got all of those. Gotta help Doc get up. Come on, Doc. Get running, Doc. Ooh, perfect timing for that to burn out. You have to get all of them or Doc will not move until you get the last one. I once had one get glitched into the geometry and I had to wait about 10 seconds for it to move close enough to the edge of the geometry that I could let it actually get hit. Run against a gate with Kitty and we get what I call let me out Kitty, just going frantic. If you just walk to it and then try running, it's more controlled. And we are almost at the end of Dead End. This chapter is going to end in just a moment. And we are almost done. A little bit of auto scroll waiting for Doc. And then we're going to really enter into checkpoint abuse. So checkpoint abuse, we saw it before for being able to get more energy drink cans than we had. We're going to use it coming up. We need to turn in the sheet music we've collected so we could get the music appreciation pin. And to do that, you have to listen to the full song after you turn it in before you could turn in another. By the way, look at this. Tell me it's not Marty McFly and Doc Brown. And you could feel the love. So, in order to avoid having listened to the music all the way, what we're going to do is we're going to turn in one piece of sheet music and we're going to load our checkpoint, which will include the sheet music being turned in, but you don't need to listen to it play. And you gotta love Ginger Kitty getting a little pet. So, we're going to go through a bit of checkpoint abuse right here. And my menuing is being atrocious. So, fun fact about this game, when you're playing it as a speed run, we use load time removed. And what does that mean? It means while you're reloading your checkpoint over and over, your clock actually stops for any SRC submissions. And then we will just do this a few more times. Don't worry, it'll be over pretty soon. It's probably my least favorite part of the entire run, just because it is just menuing left and right. But we just keep turning those in, and when the final one is turned in, we can listen to the song being played by our troubadour buddy as we flee from this area. So we've got, I think, 2 more, and then we will get the music appreciation pin. You can always tell how many of the pins you have because they will show up on your backpack. Nope. There we go. My menuing is not strong with me tonight. All right. Almost done. And after this one, we don't need to do any more checkpoint reloads because we will actually have all of them. And we will just run away listening to our troubadour play some beautiful music for us. And there's the music appreciation pin. And away we go into the sewer. So Momo is waiting for us in the sewer. Momo is like, if you could find a weapon to stop the Zerks, we can go. And I was like, guess who has a defluxinator? And so right here we have a little bit of an auto scroll. If there are any announcements, it's a perfect time for them right here.
Yes, and I can actually say them all in cat. Meow, 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 no. But yes, this is still Game Over Cancer. Still for Canadian Cancer Society. None of that has changed. We haven't had any donations since Buzzery, but I did notice there was a little bit of an update. Pro Piece, when they did their donation, they actually wanted to put it towards Ghouls and Ghosts, the soundtrack for Shade Band. So we actually have I said it was the original winning, but it's actually Ghouls and Ghosts that's winning right now. So if you want to see the original Shade Band soundtrack, you know what you got to do. And like I mentioned earlier, there's still an incentive happening today. So if you want to see Sid live, or if you want to see Sid die in Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide, you still got a little bit of time left, a couple hours. But right now, saving Sid is in the lead with $70. Killing Sid is still at $10. But hey, it could be anyone's life, as they say. But I have a feeling our runner here would want to see Sid saved, if I were to guess.
I am definitely for Sid being saved. I remember as a kid, the first time I played Final Fantasy VI and Sid did not make it, I was a young kid back then and I was so heartbroken about it. So donate, save Sid.
You just didn't have the fish. You needed the fish.
Yeah, I could not understand the idea of the fast fish versus the slow fish. And I was...
The game does not make it easy either, yeah. It's such a strange part. So I guess we'll find out tonight. If we want to see fast fish, slow fish, or whatever they do in Worlds Collide, let's make that happen.
So right here, final part of our boat ride. So you gotta see Zerk eggs finally. Those things are bad news and extra creepy. And we are almost done with this boat ride. About the only real slow part of the game left is this boat ride, because after this point, it just keeps moving. Like we get to live out the Speedy Cat dreams, and we will just be moving nice and fast. While we're here, we've got 2 memories in the sewer. By the way, any optional memories you can get in this area are going to look like this, kind of glitchy. If they're not in this area, it's just going to look like this. There are no main memories in this area. We will get every main memory as part of the story, of course. And we could see our music lovers pin right there on that side of the backpack. The only way you know about which pins you have is checking out your backpack, which is really cool. Other fun thing in this game, if you have if you are prone to your hands getting tired, playing this with controller speedrun mode can be a bit rough because you are going to hold down the run button, which is the right trigger, the entire run. You never stop using the run button. So my finger has been in a death grip on my controller for the last 52 minutes and it will not stop anytime soon. Right here, Momo tried opening the gate so the boat can get through, and it did not work. And then Momo's like, I could try the manual open, the chain, and unfortunately the chain, as soon as Momo lets go, the gate closes, so we're on our own in a super creepy part of the sewers. and then a very clean part, and then another creepy part. By the way, I was wrong. There is actually 4 checkpoint abuses. We're going to have a short checkpoint abuse coming up in the sewers when we get to our second optional memory. It saves almost no time RTA, or real-time attack, but it will save if you're playing on SRC on the leaderboards with load time removed. It will actually save you, about maybe 10 seconds. So we'll see that coming up, because I'll show you what the full-on, running for the leaderboards looks like. However, at the same time, it's pretty much a 0 gain or loss, so it's not like it's any different one way or the other. So we're all done with the Zerks. We're on these pipes. Obviously, no more Zerks here, so I'm sure it's all easy sailing from here on out, because there is absolutely no way there are all the Zerk eggs. Uh-oh. That's probably not a good thing. We're going to run over here, hit this, and we could use our Defluxinator, but we are going to use the Meowinator. The Meowinator is so much better. And we're just going to run through a hall of giant eyeballs. That's probably bad news. This place is definitely not creepy. By the way, we're approaching Halloween, so consider this your little dose of Halloween time, because this is where things just get super creepy. So we're going to jump down here, run this way. We saw the cat icon in the bottom left, which meant it reached a checkpoint. This is where we're doing some checkpoint abuse. I don't want to walk all the way back here, all the way back to our checkpoint, but to get this collectible, or this, optional memory here, to get that optional memory, we have to walk away from where we're going, and then we'd have to load our checkpoint, or go back to this checkpoint, or if we just load it, we teleport there. Nice and easy. There will be one more checkpoint abuse coming up near the very end of the game, and that'll be it for checkpoint abuse. So if you're like, I know it's glitchless, but even the checkpoint abuses feel a little bit wonky to me, well, good news. There's only one more in the game, and none of them are as egregious as the energy drink cans, which is pretty egregious. I'll go ahead and just use a little bit of the Defluxinator, because we are about to lose the Defluxinator for good. We had to use those 2 computer terminals to open this gate, and we're going to learn the lesson of why speedrunning is important. So do you know why speedrunning is important? If you slow down and stop to take in your environment, bad things can happen. And here, B12 is stopping. This is not speedrunning. Bad things will happen if you stop and don't speedrun.
Hey, can I read off a donation while you're speedrunning?
Yep.
We actually got $25 from my own cat, Luca, the cat sitting beside me right now. She said, cousin's cat Luca here had to donate while my friend Ginger is on. Put this towards my human choice. And I want to see Sid die. That's what I want to see.
Oh.
No, what do you mean? But unironically, my cat's been watching the run the whole time, so you have a fan here.
But yeah, keep the donations coming in, everyone. In fact, let's make it a good, just slugfest for Sid living or dying. Keep us all in suspense until the last second. Keep it nice and close and back and forth. This area, you have no Defluxinator, so we've got to just keep running with our Meowinator. Fun fact, there is an achievement in this game for not having a Zerk land on you a single time. I have beaten this game dozens of times, because speedrunning it, that's what you do. I have never gotten that achievement, because the RNG of them, they do not care. They will just land on you and ruin your achievement hunting days. This is also the last we will see of Zerks for quite some time. On the bright side, B12 came back. B12's like, Man, I did not feel good about all of that, but B12's now feeling a whole lot better, and we're about to go to my favorite environment in this game, Ant Village. You're probably thinking Ant Village, probably filled with ants? No, I don't know why it's called Ant Village, but it's a cool environment. And if you played this game, speedrun any percent, it is less than 2 minutes long. 100%, it is less than 4 minutes long. In fact, it's about 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So we're going to go through this area so fast, but it's such a cool little area. It's a little artist commune. A lot of cool people in this area. We're also going to finally meet another outsider here. However, first, B12 is going to go through some existential dread. What it's about, I'm not going to tell you, because I want all of you to play this game casually if you get a chance. And if I tell you what just happened there, that ruins some of the fun of playing this game. We gotta go up here. B12 is like, hey, I was feeling pretty bad. I was feeling a bit depressed. I'm feeling better now. Lesson to all of you, take care of your mental health. And here, we find this guy meditating with all of these good luck cats. You might recognize that face from earlier. This here is Baltazar. And so while we're here, we could just leave this area in a hurry, but first, I want to take a moment to pick some flowers. Now you're probably thinking, why are you picking flowers? That's not a pin, that's not a memory. Why are you doing it? Because it will lead to a pin. However, also, we do have a memory right here. And we'll go ahead and get this memory real quick. And then we will climb out here and grab another flower. Pretty purple one. So we have like a yellow flower, a purple flower. Be real cool if we had a red flower as well. And sorry guys, I gotta ruin your game. Ginger's in a hurry. Mahjong can wait. And hey, look over there, some red flowers. I was saying it'd be nice to have some. So we're going to go ahead and grab these flowers, and now we're getting out of here. We're going to leave Ant Village behind, unfortunately. After we ruin those people playing Mahjong, just ruin their day, we're just going to get out of here before we cause any more problems. But first, we will make a stop off to give someone some flowers. I mean, picking flowers is nice, but giving flowers to someone who would appreciate them, even nicer. So we go up here, and this person is interested in color. And because of giving those flowers, she gave us an art appreciation pin. At least I think it's art appreciation. Never took the time to read it. We're going too fast to worry about reading what the purpose of the pin is. And sadly, Ant Village, which I thought was really cool, we are now done with. Like I said, 3 minutes and change, and we are done with Ant Village. And we are actually entering into the main final chapter. It's a bit of a long chapter. It's got multiple chapters in it. But we are now around Midtown. Midtown is where the upper class-ish robots live, but also where it's essentially a police state. And people are living under oppression. We won't be able to do too much for them, but we will do some things. Also, right here, B12 is having some memories of subway trains. Real cool stuff if you were playing casually, but Ginger has no interest in listening to these stories. Ginger is in a hurry. And we've got another optional memory here. Make sure we grab that before we head into Midtown area. And we're going to open a safe, so we gotta remember the combination. Combo here is going to be 8542. So we're going to run through this area, and there's a woman waiting at a counter for some help. Unfortunately, the robot helping her actually has a dead battery, so he's passed out. So right here, we go with 8542. We open this up, and hey, there's a pin in there. Now we have another pin. We're getting closer to being done with our pin quest. This is a real cool looking city, and it's a lot of fun to explore. We don't have time to explore. We are going to go up there. That is actually the trickiest jump in the game. Normally, most of your jumps, you could what I call preload. And by preload, I mean if you push up against a ledge, you cannot fall. You can't go beyond the ledge. That one, you could push beyond the ledge. So try and get in position to make that jump. You could overwalk it and end up just falling down. By the way, we are gonna knock out some security cameras. Like I said, this area is kind of a police state. And guess what? Ginger Kitty likes freedom. And freedom says no to police states. So we'll just take down some security cams. You might saw some kids in the courtyard down below. They want us to do this, get rid of the cameras. So we're going to get rid of them for those kids, and they will appreciate it. Right here, we get to finally meet the final outsider. This is Clementine. I love Momo, but Clementine is my favorite outsider. Oh, come on. There we go. I was having some issues getting that shown. So we had to show Clementine the note that we got from Zabaltazar. And so, right here, Clementine's like, hey, I know how you could get outside. What you need to do is we will take the subway. And to run the subway, we need a power supply. So final camera there, we're going to tell these kids about it. This guy's going to give us his mixtape. Pretty cool of him. So Clem is like, we need to get a power supply. If you talk to my friend Blazer, Blazer will have an idea. So we're going to go talk to this guy Blazer. But first, this poor robot, oversleeping, he needs to be at work. So we're going to wake him up. Don't wake up people that way unless they are robots in a post-apocalyptic future. But since we're not in that state, don't wake up people by dropping a case of beer on their head. Very not nice, very dangerous. We're also going to go to this burger shop. Grab us a tasty memory. Not quite as good as a burger, but not too bad nonetheless. No, come on, Ginger. You gotta go down. And then we're going to play that mixtape. You know, we got that mixtape from the kid. Let's go ahead and play it. It's going to be some good music. It is a bit on the loud side. I'm sure no one will mind. I mean, it is just the best music there is. And now that we're playing that music, we're going to go ahead and take off. We will be back in a second to enjoy that music. But first, while we're here, let's go ahead and break into the jail. And hey, this guy had a pin. That's one more pin down. And so, at this point, we're going to go back to that shop where we were blasting that music. The shopkeeper is distracted, so we'll go ahead and borrow a little bit of work clothes. We'll also jump into this box. Remember that guy we woke up who was oversleeping in the bar? This is him. And so, the owner of the shop, no cats allowed policy. Very not cool considering cats don't even exist in this world anywhere. So we're going to sneak in, thanks to our buddy here, who is not having the best day. And we're going to go ahead and borrow this hard hat. We now have a hard hat, we have a work vest. Too big for us, so maybe we could find someone who would wear them. This here is Blazer. This is Clementine's friend who knows how to get a battery. And so, he wanted to wear the vest and hard hat, and he's going to use that to get inside the factory. So in the factory is a power supply, a battery that is strong enough to run a subway train. And we need that. We are going to enter a part of the game that if we were playing casually, I'd call it Metal Cat Solid. We are going to hide in cardboard boxes, avoid guards who could see us with obvious cones of sight. This is straight up Metal Cat Solid, you know, starring Solid Cat, where you're trying to take down Liquid Cat. But, oh yeah, we're speedrunning, so actually we don't care about boxes and whatnot. We're in a hurry. So we are going to try to not get killed. This is the part where we might go through some of our lives. And when I say 9 lives, I do mean this game, you cannot run out of lives. So if you're playing casually, you don't need to worry about dying. You will make it through just fine. So we're going to sneak through, very sneaky, hide behind these crates so no robot guards see us, because that is just bad news if they see us. So instead of letting them see us, we are going to be hidden the whole time. Never knew we were here at all. All right. And we're back here because we picked up some keys. This guy lost his keys. We gave him his keys and he gave us a pin. Pretty sweet trade if you ask me. And then once again, we're going to run through here. Remember, do not alert the guards at all. Be stealthy. Do not let any of them see you. Look at that. How stealthy can we be? Not a clue we were ever here. And there we go. Look at that. That guy never knew we were here at all. We are the stealthiest cat in the world. Ginger, this is a sneaking mission. And there is the battery. We need that battery. But to get it, we need to use these, what I call coffee table robots. I think of them as giant coffee tables. Come on, there we go. And we're going multitask. Ginger opens the door while B12 summons the robot buddy. He did not get caught on the geometry, which is awesome because he can get caught and that loses you a lot of time. There is a way to do this slightly quicker, but if you make a mistake, it becomes quite a bit longer. So instead, we're doing it this way. We're doing marathon safety because I just don't want to show how bad it gets when you mess up the more tricky things. Also, I tend to fail it every time. So, all right. We got the battery. Things look bad. However, Bucket Kitty. This is our final Bucket Kitty of the game. Enjoy that, Bucket Kitty, and we're done with Bucket Kitty. I will miss you, Bucket Kitty, forever. All right, so after we stole the battery, B12 was like, hey, I hope Clem is okay, because, you know, all of this going on, and Clem is a wanted criminal. I really hope she's okay. And we'll go check on Clem, but first, we do have a memory in the police station. This is actually the police station right here. So, hopefully Clem is okay. We have 2 more optional memories in this area, and oh no, Clem is probably not okay because this is a lot of cops here. Do not get caught. This is a sneaking mission. Do not get caught at all. You know, this guy, do not run right through his cone of sight. I mean, that is dangerous. So of course we're being super stealthy. They are shooting at us. That is not nice to our kitty friend. And we're in Clem's place. And Clem left us a little note. The note said, find 4 clues in my apartment and you'll find out where I am. We opened this drawer earlier so we could get up here. We knew it was coming because Ginger Kitty is a smart kitty. And we're finding the 4 clues. And after we get the final clue... Oh. The final clue said, find me in the nightclub. Okay, jump down, please. That got kind of hairy. So sometimes you'll jump in unfortunate areas, which is never good. And there we go. We are free from those drones. Those drones are bad news all around. So we need to go to the nightclub. However, if we go to the front door of the nightclub, here's the problem. We're not on the list, and there's a huge line. So we'll first grab an optional memory. There's only one more left in this chapter. And then luckily, we have a friend. We don't know him yet, but we're going to meet him. His name is Alex. And Alex the robot is like, hey, you want to come into the party? And it's like, yeah, we do. And it's like, cool, grab a drink. And so we will grab a drink, and we will write this down. We will find a hidden memory at the bottom of the dumb waiter. So we will just run over this way real quick. And you're probably wondering, why did we grab a drink? So we have one optional memory and one required memory left. Because what better way to make friends at the club than offering someone a drink? Hey, check out this guy here. He seems like a cool guy. Would you like a drink? And he's like, yeah, I'll give you a lever. I found a lever. And well, that lever controls our disco dancers. Our DJ does not care for it. Yes, you can go over and scratch that record if you want, if you're playing casual. We're also about to see my favorite character in almost any game ever. You know Abraham Lincoln. Get ready for Rabraham Lincoln. Honest Rabe. Right there, check out Honest Rabe. I don't know the story of that character, you don't really interact with him, but I just love that look. Honest Rabe is amazing. See you later, Rabe. So up here, we find Clementine. All is good, right? Hey, Clem, you're doing good, aren't you? Ooh, that doesn't look good. Hey, Blazer, what are you doing? Blazer, are you doing something wrong? I thought you and Clem were friends. I mean, oh no, you're working with the police? Uh-oh. Am I going to jail? So here comes final checkpoint abuse. Ready for it? 3, 2, 1, and... All right, let's reload our checkpoint, which is literally right there. So we do this because we're going to be in the most classic of conundrums. However, if we start moving when the screen is black, we can't do anything unless we reload our checkpoint. So you can't move until the screen fades in unless you load from a checkpoint. So checkpoint abuse lets us move that cage early. So at this point, you'll notice Ginger, no backpack, no B12, and in jail. That's some bad news. So we have to figure out what's going on and get out of here. And we have to use all of the smarts we picked up along the way, like not letting these drones ever see you. So always be very hidden. You know, don't let them see you at all. Whew. Could you imagine if, hey, get up there, Ginger. Could you imagine if that drone saw me? He could have chased me, tried taking me down. Oh, by the way, normally there'd be dialogue skip here, but without B12 translate, we just gotta go off of, you know, cat smarts. And Ginger's like, I know pointing at keys, because I'm a master of jailbreaking. I already broke out of jail myself. Yeah, I could get you some keys. So, let's go ahead and bring some keys to Clem, and maybe Clementine can help us find our buddy B12. So right here, we just wait for a minute, looking all cute and innocent. It's a small kitty in a big prison. And Clem can pick locks. That's the good news for us. The bad news, Clem is terrified of the police drones. And I can't really blame her because not everyone is a stealthy cat like me. You know, most people, not nearly as stealthy. And she can't pick electronic locks also. By the way, I think I found B12. I think he's in maximum security. There's drones down there, laser grids, cameras. Like, that's just bad news all around. But good thing, Ginger Kitty loves bad news. And so, while this is going on, in case you didn't already see B12, you automatically walk over in a cutscene. In any of these cutscenes, there are some required meows like this, but any additional meowing, you could control. You can make your own dialogue in the cutscene, which is what I'm doing right here. So we are going to have to rescue our best friend. And I think we are just the cat that's up to it. Around here is the point where there are this part and the part immediately after. I have a chance of dying. If I die, I'm going to try to avoid it. But if I die, I'm going to donate $10 per death, no matter what. Also, right here, we slow down some. Not by choice, but because the game requires rubber banding so that Clem can get to this window before you can, see the drone, and go, oh noes. Oh's nose. All right, Clem's like, I need you to do this. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, you need me to do this. I'm the master, I'm the cat burglar. So we're just going to be all stealthy. Here we are actually going to try to be somewhat stealthy. We do not want to set off this one in particular. Go up here, wait for this laser to pass. Down we go. And we're going to try and move in a cutscene right here. You are not meant to move in a cutscene. Hey, do you please want to pick that up? Okay, that was a little weird. So I moved in the cutscene. Don't get shot. Oh boy. All right, we got through that part without losing a life. Deep breath. There is one more part that is very much likely to lead to a death. We're going to try to avoid it. But, whew. All right, B12 is back. Our best buddy. We get our backpack back. B12 can open electronic locks. We are on our way at this point. By the way, be a bad influence. We're gonna put some bricks down here because I think we're a bad influence on Clem. We might have a glass window up there. Might have a brick. Yeah, Clem, you know you wanna do it. Go for it. Go for it. Being a bad influence in all the right ways. And now, Clem will help us get out of here. But don't worry, we're not going to leave Clem behind because we still need Clem's help. And Clem is a buddy. We are all outsiders together here. So this area is the yard. Clem does not deal with sentinels, with those drones. We have to get them locked up. So, oh boy, that was not as smooth as I'd prefer, but we survived. That was not too bad. Clem will come on out. And then next up, we have 2 drones in that next yard. That is the part where I am famous for taking an unintended death. So we'll see how that goes. But first, let's get the final optional memory. This will be the final optional memory. We already have all of the pins. You can see those pins looking real good. So let's see if we can do this. Oh, and there we go. That is how you do it. I was actually scared for a second. There is one more moment where we do have to deal with drones, but it shouldn't be as bad. And I say that now, and I'm going to regret it, because just watch what happens when it ends up going completely up in smoke. So we are ready for our big getaway. We are essentially in the loading dock of this jail. There's the exit garage door, and we are going to try and do a technique called van skip. So van skip, we have this, everyone calls it a van. It's kind of a work truck. They left the keys in the door. Our goal, we are going to try and let this van get out of here. And while it's leaving, we want to jump on its rear bumper before it gets out of the garage door. If it does that, we save about 15 to 30 seconds, depending. If we do not do it, we lose upwards of 30 seconds, and we might get killed and have to redo this section. So we want to get on this van. We want to get on it before it leaves. Otherwise, we're going to be chasing it down the driveway, losing a ton of time, and possibly getting shot by one of these drones. So let's see if we could do van skip just like that. Normally you would be chasing it down the driveway. Those drones would be shooting. They won't be aiming at you, but there's a 10% chance they happen to hit you, and that will reset you back to where you started the alarms and open the garage door. So at this point, we're making our brave getaway. We are approaching the end of the game. We have about 7 to 8 minutes left in the game. So at this point, Clem just locked the door. And so, look at that look on Ginger's face. Don't leave me, Clem. So Clem just explained what the outsiders are. This part I'll explain. Other parts, I want you to play the game casually, have fun, learn it. But right here, Clem just said, the whole purpose of the outsiders is not for all of us to get out. It's for one of us to get out. If a outsider makes it, we have won. And she's like, look at that pin on your backpack. You know, the one that we got from Marty McFly earlier. And she's like, you are an outsider. Get out there, get outside, and do it. And you know what? Ginger Kitty is gonna do it. Alright, so now Subway is fired up. She also gave us the keys to the subway. So it has power, we have keys. We are gonna get out of here and get to the very final area of the game. So we'll have this nice little atmospheric ride. Real short ride, only about like 10 seconds or so, or 15 seconds. Not that long, but however many seconds it is. And this will take us to the control room, which is the control for the entire underground city, including the release to get us outside. If you know Fallout games, it is very much like the vault door of a Fallout vault. So, we are going to run up to the front left door and hang out at the left side. That is going to be the door closest to where we need to go, and that is going to be the door, or that is going to be the side of the door that opens first. So, as soon as this opens, we are on our way. So we're going to head up here. Some real cool things to explore if you want to look around. Of course, like I said, play this game casually. It is great. Speedrun this game. It is great. This game is great. One of our coffee table robot friends. So I'm going to lure this coffee table right over here. Hopefully he goes quick enough. Doing that, we open the door before the panel would close. That panel normally would close. If you were doing glitched, you could go ahead and ride that coffee table robot through the door without having to unlock it. It'll clip you through the doorway. And right here, we are getting our final memory. And because we have all the memories and all the pins, we get confirmation of 100% by getting a shiny new backpack, which we get to keep for a whole minute and a half. And then the backpack's going away, maybe 2 minutes. It's not that long, though, that we get to keep it, which is incredibly sad, because... So, right here, our buddy just said, hey, I need you to turn on all the computers. So we need to do what cats do so well and walk across these keyboards. And there we go. Keyboards are all active. And now B12's going to unlock the underground city. All will be good, except, uh-oh. System is locked. Well, we've got to take care of this. And so B12 just said, let's do what we do best. I'll hack and you destroy. And so we're going to destroy some wires by clawing at them. B12's going to do a little hacking. Unfortunately, the hacking is not good for B12's health. There's a little bit of a spicy kick to it. This is another cutscene where we can actually move during a cutscene. You don't get those except for when you're breaking B12 out of jail and this one cutscene. They are very disorientating because the camera is very interesting for your perspective. And here we go. Another one hacked. We've got one more to go, but ooh, our buddy is not looking good. Yeah, B12 not looking good at all. Whoa, don't climb up there. All right, final one. Unfortunately, B12 is really not looking good. So we're going to carry B12 this console, where B12 will turn off everything, but sadly, the one thing I never would have imagined playing this game the first time, I would feel I'd feel all the tears and all the emotions for a little toy-looking drone falling to sleep next to a kitty. Like, these two were the best of friends, and this is the most heartbreaking ending for them. Could swear somebody's cutting some onions in here. And look at that Ginger laying down with B12. By the way, time is coming up in about a minute and a half. Probably a hair more than that. Well, let's call it a minute and a half. That seems about right. So the roof starts opening. And if you look down here, you could see literally everything we saw before. On the right is Midtown, that upper class police state, where the sun's shining right now is down where you start, well, it's the slums and where you start the game. By the way, the sun shining on this takes care of all those zerks. Goodbye, you jerks. We also get to see all of our friends enjoying that glorious sunshine. Momo, the guard guy, Doc Brown, Marty McFly, the troubadour, they're all here, they're all enjoying it. The only one we don't get to see is Zabaltazar. We never see him again. I don't know why. I also don't know why those security drones passed out when the sun hit them, but whatevs. If you stick around and look to the left, you can watch as the dome slowly opens, because it is barely open at this point, and you can watch as the whole city gets lit up. But we gotta run. We've got like half a minute left, so I'd say get ready on the timer, because that be coming up really soon. And so, like I said, very much like a Fallout game, here is the giant Fallout vault door. We're going to get a little glimpse of outside. We're going to see a couple burbs. I love my little burb friends. Time is going to be coming up as soon as the screen fades to black at the top of this rise. So, let's say about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. And that there is the end. We get to see Ginger Kitty vibing on that clean air and sunshine. We all know that feeling, getting outside and just enjoying that premium good nature feel. But that there is 100% glitchless, a little bit of checkpoint abuse, but that's allowed. Surprisingly, no deaths. Just a good run overall. I hope you all enjoyed that. This is a game I really recommend. Play it casually if you get a chance. It just does wonders for your spirit, for how you feel. And then the final way to verify your run, if you do want to run this game, you do have to show this screen with the final time on your save. That final time will not match up to reality in any way whatsoever, but they do require it. So if you do want to speedrun this game, make sure you do show that, and make sure you download the load time remove tool for auto split or for live split. So that is it for my running of Stray, but I will be back on Sunday with another game. I'll be doing Deliver Us the Moon, which is another one in this same vibe of being a really cool, like, atmospheric, you know, sort of suspenseful event type of game. But thank you all for joining me, and please keep donating.
Yes, thank you so much, Heponwana. That was a fantastic run. You had really great commentary. Really kept us engaged the last hour and 33 minutes and 49 seconds.
Oh, thank you. And just want to say, be good to each other, everyone. Show each other love, and, you know, just always do good for each other, including donating for this great cause.
Actually, we literally just got a $50 donation right when you said that from Xenoblade Edge. Thank you so much for the $50.
Awesome.
There you go. But yeah, thank you so much for the run.